Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight, we are continuing reading Animorphs number 7, The Stranger, by K.A. Applegate. What? You threw the guy into the air? Jake asked. Wasn't that maybe just a little unnecessary? No, he made me mad, I said. It was the next day after school, a Monday. We were walking through the woods. Me, Cassie, Jake, Marco, and Tobias. Of course, Tobias wasn't really walking. He was flying overhead in little hops from branch to branch. He stayed close so he could hear us. Red-tailed hawks have excellent hearing, but he still had to stay fairly close. Well, Rachel, you know I sympathize, Jake said mildly. But I don't think our job is really to right every wrong that's done to animals. That would be a full-time job, unfortunately. I looked at Cassie. She gave me a wink. We kind of didn't tell Jake that she had been there too. Cassie and Jake like each other. She didn't want him to be mad at her. With me, it's a different story. Everyone knows I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing. We have other stuff to deal with, Marco grumbled. The Andalite didn't give us this power so we could turn into the Animorph Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Fine, I said, which wasn't exactly like admitting I was wrong. But what's got you so serious, Marco? Let's wait till we find Axe. I don't want to have to tell the story twice. So we tromped noisily on through the woods. I felt a surge of excitement. You couldn't miss the tension in Marco's voice. Something was up. There was the smell of danger in the air, and that meant action. I like action. I like doing things instead of just talking about them. Marco makes fun of me over it. He calls me Xena, warrior princess. But I'm not one of those morons who's just into danger for its own sake. It's not about cheap thrills. It's about feeling like I am involved in something very important. I mean, let's face it, as corny as it sounds, we are trying to help save the world. It began months ago. The 5 of us just happened to hook up together at the mall. It's not like we were a group, really. Not before that night. Jake's my cousin, but we never hung out together much. Jake's sort of in charge. It's not something he ever asked for. It's just that he's good at dealing with responsibility. He's the kind of person you automatically turn to if there's a crisis. And probably the best thing about him is that he can tell people what to do without ever sounding bossy. Since when don't you want to tell the same story twice? Jake teased Marco. I've known you to tell the same tired jokes 80 or 90 times. It's your own fault, Marco said. If you would just laugh the first time, I wouldn't have to keep telling them. Marco is Jake's best friend. He's smaller than Jake, funnier, darker, more skeptical. But his suspicious nature makes him very good at seeing beneath the surface of things. And as much as he whines and complains about the dangerous situations we get into, he's still there in the worst of the fight, still making dumb jokes. Marco has changed lately, at least a little. He doesn't resist being an animorph like he used to. I don't know why. Maybe it's because his dad finally seems to have gotten over the death of Marco's mother. I don't know. Hey, look! Over by that tree? See? A baby skunk with its mother! Cassie, of course. No one else would notice or get excited over skunks. Let's run right over and pet them, Marco said. Cassie laughed. I've handled skunks plenty of times and never been sprayed. Yeah, well, that's you, Dr. Doolittle. Cassie has been my best friend forever. I have no idea why. No one does. Because we seem like we would never get along. Cassie lives on a farm. Both her parents are veterinarians. She spends all her free time in the wildlife rehabilitation clinic her dad runs in their barn. They save injured animals. Cassie is very into animals, but she's not one of those animal lovers who can't stand people. She just thinks of humans as a different species of animal. Then, then there's Tobias. Back when all this started, Tobias was barely an acquaintance of Jake and Marco, although I kind of knew him. He was a sweet, poetic kind of guy, the kind bullies love to pick on. He used to have messy, out of control hair and dreamy eyes that always seemed to be looking at something no one else could see. Used to. Now he has fierce, angry eyes that look through you like laser beams. Now he has brownish feathers and a white chest and a reddish tail and cruel-looking talons and a wickedly curved beak. Tobias is trapped in a morph. Now he's a red-tailed hawk, a predator who lives on mice and rabbits and sometimes other birds. I still see him as sweet, gentle Tobias, but he has been a hawk for a long time now. The gift of the Andalite, the power to morph, is a wonderful weapon, but like any weapon, it can destroy those who use it. Here he comes, Tobias called down in the thought speak we use when we are in a morph. I think he sees us. I heard the sound of fallen leaves being stirred, a faint drumbeat of pounding hooves on pine needles. Then, with a leap, he cleared a fallen tree trunk and landed a few feet away from us. Eximili Escorth Isthil. We call him Axe for short. The sole survivor of the destroyed Andalite dome ship. The only living Andalite on planet Earth. Axe is the brother of Prince Alfangor, the Andalite who warned us about the Yeerk invasion and gave us the power to morph. Prince Alfangor, who was destroyed by Vischer 3, leader of the Yeerk forces on Earth. Hello, Prince Drake, Axe said. Hello, all. As much as I know Axe, and even consider him a friend, it's always a little bit of a shock to see him. He looks like some odd cross of a human, a deer, and a scorpion. But not really like any of those things. His upper body and head are more or less the human looking parts. He has thin arms and many fingered hands. His face is flat with slits for a nose and two large almond eyes. He has no mouth at all, which is why Thoughtspeak is the natural language of Andalites. From atop his head rise two stalks, each with an eye on the end. He can turn these eyes in any direction he wants. They're completely independent of his main eyes. His body is that of a pale blue and tan deer, or a thin pony. He has 4 legs that end in hooves, but his back slopes down so that you would never be tempted to think of riding him. And he has a tail, a long, thick, powerful tail that ends in a deadly scythe-shaped blade. I've seen him use that tail. He can strike so fast that the human eye sees nothing but a blur. Hey, Axe, Marco said. How's it going? It's going wonderfully. I was up in the hills yesterday, and I was attacked by one of those very large cats. What do you call them? Cougars? It was very exciting. Are you okay? I asked. Certainly, Rachel. And I did not hurt the cougar, Cassie. Not fatally, anyway. But he won't try to eat me again, I think. Axe gave his strange and light smile, an expression he managed even without a mouth. Marco rolled his eyes. I'm telling you, Axe and Rachel belong together. The two of you are sick. Someday you could get married while bungee jumping into an active volcano. I squirmed a little. Not because I minded Marco thinking I was bold, but because I was not interested in Axe that way. Okay, now that we're all here, Marco, maybe you could tell us why we're all here? Jake said. I have some news, Marco began. Actually, Tobias and I have some news. I glanced up at Tobias, sitting in the tree. Of course, he showed no expression. He just fixed his piercing gaze on Marco. Marco swaggered just a bit as we formed a circle around him. It's a tale of initiative and courage, and yes, brilliance. Marco began. No. Just tell us, Marco. I snapped. Don't try to milk the suspense. Okay, he said with an easy laugh. My fellow Animorphs and visiting alien, we have found a way into the Yeerk pool. End of chapter. I know I probably said this about a million times before, but I fucking love reading Marco. Especially when he's in a, goofy mood like that. It's like, it's just so fun because it's like, okay, you can sort of go over the top during those moments. It's sort of fun. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at myself, which is either a good thing or a bad thing, and I really don't know. And this is the chapter that includes the whole backstory of the premise of the Animorphs series. The Yeerks are invading. There are 6 kids that are fighting off the Yeerk invasion of Earth. And it's the sort of thing that makes it easy for someone to come into start the series at book, say, 1 or book 20 and still have a really general idea of what's going on. But I just want to say, if you start at book 20, that's the yeah, that's the start of some really big things in the Animorphs series. It's but we'll get there because that would be a really major spoiler. Just be aware. Yeah, I'm going to step back, but let's say start at book 1 or book 24. So you have the general premises of what's going on, and you're like, okay, and yeah. And so this is probably something no one else but me has picked up on because it's a very sort of personal thing in the chapter. But when I was just reading Tree Trunk right now, I actually wanted to name my half brother Tree Trunk, and for some reason I was doing the reading tonight, and all of a sudden, like, I wanted to name an actual human being Tree Trunk. Of course, I was much younger then, but still, that's like, yeah. I had that idea as a young kid going, yeah, Tree Trunk is a good name. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I did that there. But anyways, what are your thoughts about this chapter? What things did you pick up on? And remember, no major spoilers. People who have read the series know there are some major twists and turns throughout the series that you need to experience firsthand for better or for worse, because yeah, there's definitely some major things that won't have the same impact if you go into them knowing it's going to happen. But if you don't want to talk spoilers with me and you're watching this on the YouTubes, link in the description to my Tumblr Askbox and go ahead and talk spoilers with me. No, your favorite Animorphs fan theories, maybe something in this chapter that you think sort of relates to later on in the series. And yeah, and if you're one of those people who have come into this video and you're like, I didn't really know what Animorphs was before, but this actually seems pretty awesome. It seems much different than, oh, here's a series with goofy covers on it. Which I still do blame for the reason Harry Potter is remembered more than Animorphs. And I'm not going to go on a J.K. Rowling rant now, so if you would like to buy your very own copy of Animorphs number 7, The Stranger by K. Applegate, you can if you're on the YouTube's link in the description, if you're on my blog link down below, and both links will take you to where you can buy your very own copy of Animorphs #7, The Stranger by K.A. Applegate. Now, if you sort of want to help support my channel, just, like this video. And if you don't want to miss out on any more of my Animorphs dramatic reading, subscribe. And if you're on my blog, and watching on the desktop version of my blog, go choose the follow by email option so you will never miss another blog post by me again. And I don't just do, Jash reads, I also do written blog posts. You have some fan fiction, a bunch of other stuff. So, come on. It's fun. I don't bite much. I have issues. But anyways, the next episode will be more of Animorphs #7, The Stranger by K. Applegate. And I'm planning to air 2 episodes on Friday. Now, this next part is I'm going to work a little bit more on the graphic. And if you want to join in on watching, start drinking something you enjoy, say water or maybe an alcoholic drink, and I don't know. And let's get started on here. I just always, after this point, I always make sure it's actually recording the screen and I wasn't a dumbass. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, live and screen share. So yeah. Ta-da! Okay, make it sure. Okay, so last time we put these 3 very happy figures here. And yeah, I do like it. I did have a reason for transparency thingy there, but but I still haven't finished the fanfic. So for those who are keeping up with The Flame Extinguished, I don't want to ruin things for you, like the 1 or 2 people that are watching the Animorphs dramatic reading and reading the fic. Okay, so our thing in this video is to get the Iron Throne. So I'm hoping above hope that Iron Throne transparent. Come on. Okay. Oh, we got a little bit of a pick for us here. Let's see. We have this thing here. No, let's see. Few more. I don't want to do the kiss thingy-majig. I don't know why. I don't fucking trust. Ah, shit, kiss. Damn it! Why do you invade everything? And as you see, going down further reveals no real results here. Unless I want to do my own cutout, which is like a... Basically, if I ever have to, during one of these segments, have to cut out an image, that will probably take a few times. It'll be like a few videos, like, now we finally got half of this done. Because doing those things can take a while for me. Or it seems like, well, maybe it'll be 5 minutes, but it seems like 5 years. It's like, no. Okay. Shit. Let's see. We want a throne that actually is facing forward, which is really the problem. So we can't do one of those things. And that's definitely not what we want. So let's see. Let's view more and see if anything actually happens here. Ooh, this is cool. And that's a kiss. Fuck. Okay, that's just. Fuck, it's like tilted. Damn it. Stop being kissed. I might have to buckle down for that. Damn it. Let's see. That's very good there. That's a kiss. Damn it. It's like, this will only take 2 seconds. Lulz. Well, let's see. Okay. Think this might actually work. Damn it. I'm like, no, let's choose every other. Let's see it. Let's see how the throne looks there. So we might want it a little bit darker, like here, I guess. Let's see how this ends up working. Because this, folks, is why things go slowly. I was going to go, hey, maybe we can do Jorah Mormont and the Iron Throne tonight. And I was like, but the thing is, I might go, yay, this is really easy. Then go, fuck. Oh, shit. Sorry, you didn't see. Shit, you didn't see that at all. I don't think so. Or maybe you just saw it go blank because for some reason I expanded. It's like, nope, I'm good. Okay. We got our Iron Throne here. Arr. Now this isn't. I'm not through with the Iron Throne yet, I don't think. Just mess with transparency because that's the thing, folks. I really like the transparency there. Let's see. This seems to be at the edge there, so you don't really see like a blank. And it's covering up all the characters. See, that's why we really didn't have to worry about Daenerys there, because that we're not going to see below that anyways. And I mean, you can sort of see Jon, but Jon's like, halves. So, I'm going to just mess with transparency. Just actually, maybe tinting. Damn it! Actually, let's that. Let's allow my little transparency said that we always have to mess with this no matter how useless it is, and in certain instances I will definitely never use it. Some instances I won't, because it won't make actual sense. Actually, that fucking actually does a little bit. It does, but I don't want the Iron Throne to be connected to the fire in the background. So yeah, maybe a tint. But this cover overlay is like, it's like, what Pokemon is this? I'm sorry. Yeah, I think with that joke, I probably showed my age just like a tiny bit. Yeah, there. What Pokemon? Good. I never really watched the Pokemon. I think that little tinting just a little bit does something to make it maybe feel like the light's going there. I'm trying to feel smart about myself, like really smart. Da, 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 da. Flame extinguished. Be funky. Be funky monkey. Yes, I already only have Jorah Mormont isn't that popular, so I have basically all I need of him, but I really don't want to mess with that because I feel like I've probably wasted all your time enough already. Okay. Okay. Yes. I probably like been no for some fucking reason. So yeah, that's our picture so far. We have the Iron Throne, like the most coveted part of Game of Thrones, but now it's like in my like top 10 list of things I would love. I don't even mention who gets on the Iron Throne because that's how unimportant the sea has become, really. And we have Jon, Daenerys, and Sansa. Ah. So again, next episode of Jash Reads will be more of Animorphs number 7, The Stranger by Kay Applegate, and I plan to release 2 episodes on Friday, so woot! And until next video, goodbye.